What's up everybody, it's Achilles here. In this video, I'll be going over my tier list of all the current recruits in Craft Legends. This tier list is based on my personal experience with each individual character and their viability in each game mode. I've studied and read through all of these characters' kits and used them extensively. So let's get started. Mages. So I've already gotten a lot of praise and a lot of clapback for showing this one off already. I think it's right on the money, but I could see where, some people might be like, nah, this person can go up one or this person can go down one. And sure, we can argue that all day. The main point is summoners had to be on here also. So it's mages and summoners because you're seeing like, oh, well, Oppo's on here. You just had him in tank. Well, that's because he can't be used as a tank, but he's also a summoner. He's actually considered a mage. But anyway, moving on. Daniela. I don't think I need to talk about Daniela much. She fills all the gaps except for heal. She doesn't fill heal. Her CC is death. Her burst damage is some of the best in the game. So you can use her as a tank, like it's completely busted. You put her in the front row, you let her get mauled, dragon goes off, she comes back to life, and then, she goes again. Insane. Absolutely insane. A lot of people overlook the fact that she generates a shield. This thing right here. Grants a friendly unit immunity to burning and a fire shield that can absorb damage equal to 400% of her magic attack. While the fire shield is active, it causes burning to nearby enemies. So we're talking about something that protects one of your frontline guys and burns. It hurts, does additional damage. This is absolutely nuts. She's an insane unit for her versatility and the damage that she can output. It's bonkers. And Cersei. Cersei. This is the only unit that I haven't gotten yet. Okay? And I can tell you that every time I fight her, I sigh. Same thing with Daniela. Every time I have to fight her, I'm just like, wow, this sucks, because I know that if I don't get back there and kill her, which is really hard to do, immediately she's going to kill my entire team. I have had her 5v1 my entire team or close to it. Now I think I was a bit underleveled to be fighting her for when I was fighting her, but still, it was ridiculous because it's happened on several occasions, and this is the real killer right here. She can recover her entire life off of this ultimate that she does, where the crows come out and they're hitting everyone, and she's regaining her health. She also can regain her health before she uses her ultimate. She recovers HP equal to the damage dealt, and it's 160% of her magic damage, which you can assume is going to be very high. She's destroying everyone. At the same time, she's reducing, their magic defense. So in a magic heavy team, she's doing double work. So that's why both her and Daniela are S tier. I've seen some arguments already for Arctica to be up in the S tier category, and it's okay. She is really, really fragile. She doesn't have the additional lives like Daniela does. Her freeze is insane. It can go off, and they can be frozen for 12 seconds, 15 seconds, 5 seconds, depending on which ones happen. And like Dio, the freeze is really nice. They can't move, they can't do anything, stand there and take it. So I could see where in maybe a perfect team, she could be considered S tier and go up a notch. It would definitely be here though. It wouldn't be in front of Daniela. It wouldn't be in front of Cersei. It would literally just be a shift, maybe in the perfect team. Then let's talk about Zephyra. So Zephyra is technically a support, but does enough damage and enough support to make her a nasty mage really high on the list. She's really high on the support list too. She's about in the same category. So if you were to look at the overall tier list of everybody, she would be second to Daniela in the overall tier list, or shortly behind her by a smidge. She can do everything. People really like Zephyra. I actually do not use her at this current time, but that's because she wasn't a champion that I got early. If she was a champion that I got early, she would be in my squad. But it's taken me a little while to get her started up, get her leveled up. I think I currently have a bunch of shards just waiting to get her on the front lines so that I can actually use her more. Moving on, we got Hades, Chaos, Lilith, Yukimi, and Anubis. Yes, Anubis. And he's actually a warrior, so maybe he doesn't really belong on this list, but he's also a summoner, so he does, in fact, belong on this list. He's not very good. Yukimi is definitely better than he is. Lilith, Yukimi's power comes from her ultimate. Lilith, power comes from the ultimate. Chaos, power comes from the ultimate, but also his summons are really good because they're tanky. And then Hades, he's a B because he fills some roles again where he's healing your team and that knocks him up from C to B. He's pretty close to A, to be honest with you. I chose to level him up over Zephyra when I had the choice, because I had the choice at one point of who I was going to level up. And honestly, I needed the sustain that Hades brings to the team with his lifesteal over the CC that Zephyra brings with the charm and everything else. So again, it was situational, and luckily I read the situation. I actually used Hades to defeat the Blight boss. And if you haven't gotten to the Blight boss yet, you have no idea what I'm talking about. But dude has an insane amount of health. He sustains himself by eating the ads that he spawns, and he spawns a lot of ads. So having Hades there to help with the ads, sustain off of the ads and the boss, and just slowly help me whittle him down was irreplaceable. Yes, the vid will be up on the Blight boss soon, and you will see all of that. Let's talk about this little hidden gem. His name is really hard to say. Orthunda. Orthunda. Yeah, this little cute dude, he, I imagine, is pretty low on most people's tier list. And I'm going to give him a C, but he quite possibly could be B on the right team. Maybe even A. The reason why I say that is because he does give a shield. So he inflicts a knockback, that's whatever. He throws a Kamehameha, that's, cool. He, chain lightning, whatever. But the shield is actually what's really important. Like I said, shields are extremely important in this game. So I think in some situation where maybe in the future you create this team that is really putting up a ton of shields, say Ellie, Orthunda, Daniela, yeah, just more shields, right? And you can't hurt them. Doesn't matter if you're dodging, or if they're dodging or not. If you can't break their shields, you die, because shields have to be broken before you can do any damage. Which again, we go back to Boris and why Boris is so good when maybe he shouldn't be an S tier tank. He does direct damage through the shields. So Orthunda is fun to talk about because I feel like a lot of people overlook him. The next we got is Slagness. She's a very, very bursty mage. She can ult and kill 3 or 4 people, but she doesn't have the viability like Daniela does. She's actually pretty similar to Daniela, except for Slagness actually can stun. So in her second ability, Choking Fumes, she has a 25% chance to stun for 5 seconds. The problem is, obviously, it's 25%, so it's pretty low. That's the sucky thing about her, which is why she's down in the C category. But she does do a lot of burst damage. She can burst people down. We got Oppo. We already talked about him. Morgana is glitched. So apparently, she's got a bunch of wonky things with her right now. One of the things is my screen here. She's actually a warrior, right? So, but she's a summoner. So that's why she's on this list. And she's really buggy. She will summon people, and then she won't, and then she'll freeze sometimes. And so I think there's something wrong with her, and she may jump in tier levels extremely quickly as a really good summoner, because she can in fact sleep. So she can sleep enemies, which means she has CC, and she's a summoner. She can summon two copies of herself. But like I said, she's just really buggy right now, and I'm not scared of her when I fight her, and I haven't really used her because of the bugs. So this might change. As far as the C list goes, she could potentially be pretty good in the future. Moving on, we got Pepe. Don't like this boy too much. Really, really don't like him. There he is. So Patrick Pepe. Every time I read a skill and I see the word random, I don't like it. This is a cool skill. It is his ultimate. It turns you into a sheep, but it's random, and I don't like that. This is okay. He banishes you. The problem with this is while you're banished, you can't be attacked. You know what I mean? That's okay. So you can't attack, and we can't attack you. So just sit still for a second. No. I'd rather have charm. I'd rather have anything. Stun, sleep, anything. And then he steals attack from an enemy within range, the highest attack, and then grants the attack to an ally, and the ally with the highest attack. Yeah, that's no. I don't. We don't. Terrible. He's not good. Don't put him on your team. Kalari. Okay. I put Kalari in the D rank because when I put her in the F rank, I got a lot of shit for doing it. So I decided to bump her up a notch. um, Hex is a random ally. Okay? Increasing their damage and max HP by 36%. Come on. It's random and it's shitty. Get out of here. Next. Curses an enemy, reducing their max HP and damage by 30% for 60 seconds. It just one random enemy gets a little nerf. No, not enough. Curses an enemy, increasing the chance of taking critical damage and decreases 50% target critical, 30% sustained for 6 seconds. What? Get out of here. You can't defend her, man. She's not good. She's not good. Vena? Vena doesn't get an F because Vena is a healer. As bad as she is at being a healer, she is a healer. And there are not many healers in the game. So, I've seen or heard stories about early on where you don't have a lot and you got to use her as in a little bit of a longer fight for a little bit more sustain. She can come in clutch. So as much as, you know, she is down way down far on the list, for a free to play player, she may be the only heals you got. So keep that in mind. She would move up, you know, if she was situationally needed, she goes up. And then the last two, because technically are summoners or supports, is Melodite. She can summon, so she summons a copy of herself. She's like an assassin tank summoner. She's really weird, but she doesn't support very well. She, even though she's a summoner, or she's not a support, but she is a summoner. She doesn't do a really good job at it. She's way mediocre at best. And then a true support is our favorite music playing Robert Helmsman. This dude is just mediocre. Just don't use him. Just somebody doing regular damage is better than increasing the attack and crit rate for just a very small amount, and then decreasing the attack and accuracy of the enemy team by a very small amount. Thus, forget this dude. He doesn't exist. If you're using him because you're free to play, man, I feel sorry for you.